But this is a lot of, you can't just look at a guy and know. It's not so easy. Now, of course, a tall guy, that's a good sign of protection and good genetics, because then
What? What is happening? Bro, he's like fantasizing about a life that they could have together.
women really want and why they do the things they do. The first thing we'll do is, of course, we'll address the pure viral video with 6.5 million views. Provide some social commentary as to why this woman is upset. A man is looking at her. I love this because it's like, let me just get it out of the way.
Can I see the viral TikTok? Can someone send me the actual viral TikTok? I want to see the full thing. I truly urge Chad to read Mike's book. I didn't realize the lack of awareness they had on drug addiction and the pharmaceutical industry. It will also show how absolutely open-minded, empathetic, and progressive Mike overall is as a person. I wish you banned Chad as much as you say your haters do. God, this community is insufferable. I know. I wish. I want. If chatters think I'm being too hard on them, and they think it's like crazy how hard I'm being on them because they're simply like standing on business in terms of like being open-minded towards those who have not demonstrated that they're like being outwardly hostile to your existence, and that this isn't like a fundamental plank of this community. If you think that I have like some cynical reasons, or the reason why, if you're confused as to why I'm being so hard on people that do behave in this way, in this like ultimately reactionary way, it's because I think it's a genuine issue with the left. And I don't let that kind of shit slide around these parts. Like, be normal is a very important part of being a good leftist, in my opinion. Trump dog, see, this is what I mean. He's still doing it. Oh my God. First of all, he did not glaze Trump in the interview. He did not ask contentious questions, but he's not the best person to do that regardless. The whole reason your chat is so good is because of the different point of views. Yeah. Read previous message, please. What? You think MLK, your mom thinks MLK's bag is he cheated on his wife? That's crazy. All right, let's look at this TikTok. Okay. Take a day off. Okay, do we have... No, do not unban. I will ban you as well. Does it fucking TikTok? Come on, please. In this moment, I am thoroughly defeated. The TikTok that he's looking at. Chat reflects the streamer. Yeah, it's really interesting that you're saying that, because like I spend a whole lot of time trying to fucking change the attitude of this community. And it's just like this outwardly hostile attitude that they have towards people that they perceive as their enemies is what drives people away from the broader leftist movement in general. And I hope that they don't conduct themselves in their personal affairs in this way. This is like the least offensive thing I've ever seen. Like, what? It's just some grandpa. What the fuck? Why can't you fix the issue with resentment and hostility within the community? Because it is like one of the only way. Because leftists are powerless, okay? People who want to engage in politics, I think spiritually recognize how powerless they are in the grand scheme of things. So they try to like change things that they possibly can in the spaces that they possibly can. And that's why we hyper focus on like those who are within reach. That's what it is. It's the same exact reason as to why so much of like Radlib Twitter in like the end of the Obama presidency would hyper focus on like what kind of content you were consuming, as though that says something about your like overall personality or your morality, like who you are. I think it just comes from a shared sense of hopelessness and powerlessness. And I think that's why people do it. Not recognizing that like a lot of people, if you meet them where they're at, would probably not be immediately hostile to your worldview, regardless of the shit ton of propaganda that they've consumed their whole lives without recognizing it. It's one of my like, it's one aspect of like the broader left that I just fucking wholeheartedly despise. Obviously, that doesn't mean that like, we should seize or whatever, right? It's not what I'm saying at all. But having said that, like context, nuance, and what like normal people are going to be like, it all gets lost, especially online. You always use the bus driver analogy on drama perverts, but it works just as well for these types of people on the left as well. Yeah. It's very, very, very off-putting. Maybe some of the rightoids are the same as these lefties you speak of. They won't engage in good faith. Yeah, but the problem is like right-wing dipshits, one, can always like rest on the right-wing sentiment expressed on any given day by normal outlets to make it seem like their position is actually the normal one. And secondly, I've never met a fucking Nazi who will say something like, you need to do the reading on your own. You need to do the reading. I'm not going to engage in the emotional labor of teaching you this. Okay? Now, the reason why they don't do that, obviously, is because the position that they're promoting is coming from a position of power, whereas, like, a trans person trying to combat transphobia on a daily fucking basis beyond just, like, simply existing is very different. Okay? It's not complex. You can point to, like, the existing brutality and say, I want more of this because it's good. And beyond that, there is no like genuine harm to the person for having these kinds of beliefs. You know what I mean? If you're a trans person and someone is demanding that you explain and justify your existence to a transphobic person, it's a very different dynamic than just like being a white dude who's a Nazi, who's just trying to educate you on why you should also be a Nazi. It's like, I get that difference. You know? But beyond that, when you have like an otherwise normal person who's empathetic, who has not shown that they are like immediately hostile to your existence, to treat them the same as like some fucking groiper online is so unproductive, so counterproductive, so unimaginably annoying. It just sucks. Anyway. This video in and of itself is not that weird though. Like this guy barely is looking at her unless he does something crazy in the next like 10 seconds. I don't know why this is like a thing. Like I don't know why he put him on blast. She put him on blast.
That's what you guys are, just a couple of meat bags.
I don't get it. He's literally waiting for people to hurry up so he can check out with his food. Holding up the checkout to make a TikTok should be a criminal offense. Okay, that's fucking insane. This person immediately, of course. This person, of course, in the most like Twitter way, takes this to the next level. It's time for her to go to prison. Like, she's wrong. She's wrong in the sense that, like, this dude didn't do anything and he's just like going nutty. Anyway, well, let's see what Tim Pool has to say about it.
Women really want and why they do the things they do. The first thing we'll do is, of course, we'll address the pure viral video with 6.5 million views. Provide some social commentary as to why this woman is upset. A man is looking at her. I love this because it's like, let me just get it out of the way. Young women wearing booty pants being like, I don't understand why men are looking at me. It's
oh my God, bro. Really? Congratulations, Tim Pool. Congratulations. Tim Pool, once again, mathematically finding the absolute worst possible take that you could in this situation. Like, I'm agreeable here, okay? If he were to just be like, yeah, it's an old man waiting for you to fucking move from the self-checkout line, it's perfectly normal to just like look in your direction a couple times. That's one thing. That would be the normal commentary. Tim Pool, he's allergic to normal commentary. He's gonna fucking say booty shorts. Like, yeah, you got a whole lot of ass, sugar tits. I'm gonna stare at them is an insane way. Are you a monkey? Are you an animal? What the fuck? What is happening? Like, it's some old dude. He's just like looking in that direction. Okay? It is objectively ridiculous to be like, yeah, classic. This person just wants to fucking, you know, do sexual violence to her or some shit. Okay? To make these inferences off of like this video alone is kind of ridiculous. Okay? You're in public. Of course people are going to look in your direction. What the fuck? But having said that, Tim Pool trying to defend, Tim Pool just taking the maximalist position here and being like, you were asking for it because you had them booty shorts on is crazy.
Because they want to have sex with you. Now, that doesn't mean that they quite literally on the spot want to. It means they are checking out your body because in nature...
I like that Tim Pool is literally saying that, no, the underlying premise of this video, that this old man is horny, is actually correct, by the way. Like, when I watched this video, my mind didn't go there. I suspect that the reason why she made this video was because, like, oh, this old man's horny for me, right? Like, she posted it to be like, he's leering at me, right? He's leering at me. I like that Tim Pool saw that premise and was like, it's correct, and it's also natural for him to be horny. Ah, I'm so horny right now. Awooga.
Women produce babies, and men would like to find women who have good genetics to produce babies with. For men, it's actually quite easy. You look at a woman. Does she look like she can have babies?
Oh my God, it's so gross. It's so gross. Okay, if someone needs to be jailed, it's this fucking person for this take, okay? Not the guy, not the woman. It's Tim Pool's take on the situation. He's like, no. Oh God. Oh, what the fuck? Why is he saying these words? Bro, you're making it so much worse.
Okay. This is why there's like rouge, pinching the cheeks, lipstick. These are signs of fertility. For men, it's a little bit more complicated and difficult. And this goes into the what women really want question that Home Math brings up. But this is a lot of, you can't just look at a guy and know. It's not so easy. Now, of course, a tall guy, that's a good sign of protection and good genetics. Because then
what? What is happening? Bro, he's like fantasizing about a life that they could have together. What the fuck? What is going on, man? What the fuck is happening? Yeah, stealing Jordan Peterson takes and presenting them worse means perma gulag. Oh, so gross.
You're going to have kids who are strong and be protected. Muscles, ripped, deep voice. None of which are guarantees. That's why when you show a woman a picture of a chiseled tall man, they say he's attractive. But if you include a bio where it says he's like, I don't know, assistant manager at a supermarket, then they lower their value of the guy from like 9 to 6 or 7.
Dude, so much science is happening on the Tim Pool broadcast. Tim Pool says it's okay for men to leer at women in public. They're just trying to figure out if women around them are sufficiently fertile. That was an insane take. I need to see the OG video. I need to see more of this. More of this, please. More of this, please. Oh my God. How do we find this clip? I want to watch the rest of it. Oh my Lord. Why is everybody like this? What's going on? Am I the only normal person or am I the fucking most brain broken person of all? I don't get it. When I look at a video,
yeah, I know what it is. New brim type shit. You know what it is? New brim, check me out. You niggas ain't got this. You niggas don't got this, twin. I tell you. New brim. Yeah, they ain't got this. They don't got this. Oh, that's yours?
Yeah.
Oh, shit. I'm so sorry, bro. I apologize, bro. I'm so sorry. I apologize, bro.
Pretty much in the middle.
I'm so sorry. I was just adding a little seasoning to it. I'm sorry. Enjoy your day. I'm sorry, brother. Again. Absolutely, absolutely. I didn't know you dropped it. I'm sorry.
I think I dropped it. Yeah.
It was like right there. A coworker pointed it out to me, and I was like, I'm just joking. I'm sorry again. Thank you. A bigger one, right? Okay. Thank you, man. Enjoy your day, bro.
that's awesome. That's fucking phenomenal. Oh shit. Hold on.
モンスター薬局調剤薬局を併設している店舗も多く、そこではワクチンも打てます。店内には薬の他にコスメ、お酒や食料品、種類豊富なプロテイン、おもちゃやぬいぐるみもあります。さすがアメリカ、薬の量もダイナミック、色も鮮やか、そして CVS のレシートはとても長い。クーポンが半分を占めます。アメリカに来た際はぜひ行ってみてください。
Daily HasanAbi fan cam. Video unavailable. L. What do you want? Guy is just barking. There was someone at the door. For delivery. Found the full Tim Pool video.
Malcolm Flex with today's viral woman filming her pure doesn't mean that they quite literally on the spot
Thank you.
want to. It means they are checking out your body because in nature, women produce babies, and men would like to find women who have good genetics to produce babies with. For men, it's actually quite easy. You look at a woman. Does she look like she can have babies? Okay. This is why there's like rouge, pinching the cheeks, lipstick. These are signs of fertility. For men, it's a little bit more complicated and difficult. And this goes into the what women really want question that Home Math brings up. But this is a lot of, you can't just look at a guy and know. It's not so easy. Now, of course, a tall guy, that's a good sign of protection and good genetics, because then you're going to have kids who are strong and be protected. Muscles, ripped, deep voice, none of which are guarantees. That's why when you show a woman a picture of a chiseled tall man, they say he's attractive. But if you include a bio where it says he's like, I don't know, assistant manager at a supermarket, then they lower their value of the guy from like 9 to 6 or 7. Because money matters. Not to everybody. Everybody's different. That's also a part of nature, that there's anomalies which allow us to mutate and evolve. But typically, let me play the video for you, and then we will criticize. We'll criticize everybody. Everything is bad. Everyone is bad. There, we got it out of the way. Now let's enjoy life and watch a video and make fun. All right, so she says, look counter 1. He looks over at her once. Oh, she's not wearing booty shorts. She's wearing a skirt. Look counter number 2. He's just looking at her, and I love this because she's like, oh my God, he looked at me. Dude, you have to look at people. You have to. You can't control it. So then he looks at her again. And I want to stress, he's just looking at her. He's not looking at her butt. He's just generally looking over at her as she's on her phone. Okay, look counter 4. He's trying not to look at her. He clearly just wants to buy his hot and ready meal from Whole Foods. He looks at her again, and he's looking at her, and there we go. Oh, okay, he checked her out. He just checked her out. Oh, she's so happy. Look at her. She's smiling. Oh, she likes it. I think she's watching it. Look counter 7. I just absolutely love that it's just some guy who did literally nothing. He did literally nothing. And she's filming this, and she is shocked. She is outraged. Oh, Lord, have mercy. So this goes into exactly what women want. And, I saw this video from Home Math because Home Math is getting a lot of play. Though this video only has 24,000 views, people be sharing Home Math. Home Math is a channel that has these little drawings explaining men and women. And a lot of it is fairly apt, but I do have some criticism here. So the first...
Home Math?
thing I will say as a preface to Home Math's video, which we're going to play next, is what do women want is the question.
Oh God, I can't wait to hear this. Vegan Gains in 2024. I don't know who the fuck Vegan Gains is, but I saw this on my timeline and I thought it was the most insane thing. Like, this should be, I don't know how to deal with this. The comments in the reply are funny. Being against the genocide of Palestinians is not being anti-Semitic. You did so much good for veganism in the past, man, but this is your worst take ever. I'm really disappointed in your moral compass. Bro can't even start interesting drama anymore. He fell off that hard. Lamau, replace the batteries in your carbon monoxide detector. Bro, how are you going to be a vegan and you're like, yo, you shouldn't eat animals because they're fucking sentient? And then be like, but genocide is fine, actually. How the fuck does that work? Hitler wasn't a vegan. He was vegetarian, I think. So... Hasan has no clue how crazy Vegan Gains is. It's probably good. No? It's probably good that I don't know who that is. All right, let's get back to this fucking dipshit.
Well, I'll tell you, that video does not exist for men. That woman did not make that video for you. She does not care that I'm laughing at her. She doesn't care that you're laughing at her. That video was made for predominantly women. That's it. It's made for women. And she did it likely because she wants women to know that she's better than them. Look at this guy who keeps staring at me. Can you believe it? And then there are the simps. The simps are the guys who are just like, oh, my sweet princess, I can't believe that man would ogle you. I would never ogle you, dude. She would never want to be with a guy like you. So it plays.
Yeah, she'd want to be with a guy like me, Tim Pool.
It plays into this video from Home Math, What Women Want. 2 minutes long. Let's hit it. Let's break it down.
When they actually get it, they respond negatively to it.
He's talking about how women say that they want good guys and then go for bad boys. And it's really strange to think about it this way, but the women are not lying. They actually just don't know. This is difficult for men to understand. We know what we want, and when we get it, we're happy.
What the fuck? Why is Tim Pool watching this, like, car crash victims TikTok? This is one of those things where you're like, oh, we're so proud of him. Like, he can draw now. Like, it's one of those type situations, right? Like, listen, he never really fully got everything back since that car crash, but, like, at least he can draw. And we just kind of let him do it. Like, he knows how to color in the lines and stuff. Like, that's pretty cool. Like, why is Tim Pool watching this and then going, this is brilliant commentary? It's upsetting any of this happen. And this is the car crash induced autism.
Women usually only ask for this stuff, and then
like, this guy took 45 minutes minimum out of his day to make this fucking to paint this, right? Like, there's no way this person is like all there, right? Like, he drew this shit. Like, he had his tongue out while he was drawing, like a coloring inside the lines and shit. He's like, Mommy, I can't find my orange crayon. Wow. That's sick. Mom, who ate the crayon? Homath. Mom is calling him by his username. Remember, Homath, you ate the crayon yesterday. You said it tasted like grape. We are devolving as a society. Okay? We are devolving as a society. It's getting to a point where... What is happening, dude? Social media has made us literally look at this guy as like a authoritative voice. What the fuck? Like, if there are more than 8 people that watch this dude's TikToks and go, that's right, that's the dude. That's my guy. I can't wait for another banger from this guy. That's crazy. You show watch a Homath video. It's fucking funny. The dude's down tragic. Homath is the incel Socrates. I need to know more about this fucking TikTok guy. $456,000 subscribers. Oh my God, this is what he does all the time. Wait, what?
Okay, this is the new zones chart. It is replacing the old zones chart. This one is pretty much fully fleshed out. And
Keepers, sleepers, and sweepers. What the fuck? Yo. Bro, is this for babies? Is content for babies? What's going on here? Did a baby make this? Remember a couple years ago I was making fun of like the Andrew Tate clones that were like, yeah, I would never fuck with nap time. Women have cooties. Like, we are now there. We've been there. I didn't even realize we were there. We have content creators that are specifically baby brained, doing baby brain shit for children. My man has a binder, bro. Like, he has a binder. He draws stuff like this in a binder and puts it in the oh my God. And page protectors that he got from Amazon Basics? What the fuck is going on?
as usual, if you can find something that I missed, please let me know, but I think I got it all. This is a chart that is divided into the way that men categorize women and the way that women categorize men. Men have one set of values. Men add up what we think about your looks, your personality. We subtract how much availability you're giving to other men. And then here I drew a cabinet, which is the male version of the galaxy, because there are other things that can make women more and less valuable to men, but it's not very much. These many, many things can make a big difference, a big impact on how women like men. But over here, it's not that big of an impact. So this is basically the way that men decide how much they value you. And then once we decide, from the best I can get to the worst I'll take, where we're going to put you, you kind of end up in one of these boxes, and it can be pretty hard to leave. In order to do that, you would have to either improve your looks or your personality or get rid of the male attention that you have in your life, and you're not going to really be able to do it with this. If this isn't cutting it for us, this is a big lesson that a lot of women need to learn. You can't overcome lack in this department by wearing a t-shirt that he likes or picking up a hobby that he likes. That's why it's a cabinet. It's very, very small. It makes a small impact. If your cabinet is perfect for the man that you want, it might give you half a point to a point. This is really most of it. Women, on the other hand, they have two sets of criteria that they evaluate men on. They have good guy stuff and bad boy stuff. And this is one of the reasons that there's so much confusion in our culture about what women want, because they say they want good guy things and then they actually go with men who have bad boy things. But the truth is they want both. And
I think it's literally illegal for any woman of age, or any woman at all, obviously, to sleep with this person due to the obvious issues that he's demonstrating. So I doubt that he has ever had sexual intercourse with a woman. Like, so I don't know why, like, the number one thing that people that watch videos like this don't immediately go, has this guy ever fucked? Like, that's the thing, right? If I am like, how do I make money, right? Like, how am I going to make money? I probably wouldn't be like, well, let me go take a look at this TikTok made by a dude who definitely doesn't have any money. Okay. Which is why a lot of those like drop shipping Andes that make these sorts of TikToks try to present themselves as like unimaginably wealthy, even if they're not. Right. Easy peasy. How do you make money? You fucking go online, rent an Airbnb with like as much money that you have, like a nice Airbnb for a day or for an hour. And then you rent a car that's super nice. You take like a shit ton of photos. Then you get like one of those Shopify leaderboards, and then you open it up in like, what is it, HTML5 or whatever, and then you change the numbers a little bit So then you make it seem like that's a real fucking page of your actual revenue. And then you sell a course on how to make money drop shipping, and that's how you actually make your money. So yeah, inspect element. Sorry. That's how you would make money, by lying to people about how to make money. But at least those guys present themselves as like people who are wealthy. They lie about being wealthy. Okay. Mid joke, man. People with disabilities get it all the time. Okay. At the top of the hour, the middest of jokes is to try to fucking bait me with ableism accusations. Okay. Because I'm not talking about him like he has, you know, that he's like paraplegic or some shit. I'm saying that like his mental acuity is not there. He is both emotionally and intellectually a child, and therefore it would be akin to, you know, statutory rape to have sex with him. But anyway, he's giving lobotomy recipient. Anyway, here's the 3-minute ad break now, though. And if you want to lobotomize the top of the hour ad break, all you need to do is subscribe for $5 or free with the Twitch Prime. Here's the 3-minute ad break now. So here's one of his most popular TikToks. The chart got bigger.
The better that you treat her, the better she's going to treat you.
Except if she doesn't like you, and then the better you treat her, the more that she's gonna use you. It's complicated. Women are complicated. See, if a woman is in...
Bro, dude. I don't get it. I will never understand it. At least like Fresh and Fit boys like will hire women to be around them so that they look like they know how to talk to women, even though they're just like yelling at them all the time and they're paying for them to be there. This guy is not even doing that. He's just very openly signaling that he is never fucked. Okay? You make a table like this, okay, for anything, really. But especially like incel shit like this is so cooked. You have never fucked, bro. Yeah, shit's looking like a Dr. Bronner soap. This guy literally is doing leftist memes, but for incel shit. This is the least dense leftist meme I've seen online. Okay? Under normal circumstances, if you had a friend and your friend was like, yo, come over here, I got to show you some shit. You're like, you know, he's like, I got to show you some shit. Okay? And then they just bust out their binder with their paper protector and this like hand drawn and like very obviously ruler. He used a ruler to fucking, you know, parse this out, put a lot of thought and effort to this creative project. If he showed that to you, okay, you would have to immediately engage him in hand-to-hand combat, I think. Like you would just, you can't continue being a friend to this person. Like what the fuck is going on? The amount of time and effort spent on this could have been used for anything else. Okay? The amount of time and effort he spent shading the boxes. Like, look, there's darker greens on the side and then lighter green with a yellowish hue in the middle. As in, this man spent a good bit of time coloring these boxes. Also, he has like decent penmanship when it comes to coloring and shading, but why the fuck is his writing so bad? That's also shocking. Anyway, you have this in PDF.
In this zone for a guy, then the better she treats him, the more she's gonna be stuck in the zone. Treating him better isn't gonna bump her up. Women know this from experience. And what you're basically saying is the male version of that, the more you are nice and give her nice things, the more that she is gonna give you nice things back. But they're not gonna do that if you don't have at least a sufficient amount of this. See, there's a whole thing going on right now where there are guys saying the worse you treat her, the better she'll treat you. And that's also only true if she likes you a lot for this stuff. So it really depends what you're going for. If you want one of these, then she has to feel this way about you. She has to feel attraction. And then the better you treat her, the better she'll treat you. You can't just assume attraction. See, if you want one of these, then you have to have both. But a lot of guys are just not going for that. They just want 10,000 of these, in which case they have to wait for someone who has a lot of attraction to them, and then they treat her really bad, and then they just say, he's so bad for me. And the part that I left out here is, but I can't stop seeing him. It's just not that simple, man. I wish it was that simple. So you're only right if she...
Bro, he's got a whole book? Unrelated, mental health care should be free and accessible. Yo, I swear, if I'm a woman and I see this, I'm immediately becoming like one of those like Korean ladies who's just like sworn off of men. I'm serious. Like, I see this shit, I'm like, nah, it's over. I'm never gonna, I will take the bear every time. No more men. 4B, yeah, 4B. It just makes so much sense. I see this and I'm like, this is a manifesto. But like, it's not even densely written. It's a densely drawn manifesto. That's crazy. Like, this makes me understand the TikToker who was like, what if that old guy was looking at me so he could make this? What if that old guy made this? You know what I mean? In his spare time. You never know. This is shocking. This is actually shocking. This is this is, you know, this warrants a wellness check, I think.
When they get it, they're very bored. They generally don't say out loud, like they'll say that I want a guy who's good looking or a guy who's in charge, but they won't say things like I want a guy who's dangerous or a guy who makes me feel afraid and excited sometimes, even though that usually works pretty well. The reason why is something that it's really difficult to get into, and it's going to require a longer video, but it's the reason why I made this guy.
Dude, he is so serious about this. It's like, he's so serious about this work. This is like, this is scientific achievement. What the fuck? What? I got nothing for this, man. I got nothing to add to it. This is like, dude, pick up D&D, okay? Use your autism for good, you know? Just like engage with trains. Fuck it. Fighter jets. You know what I mean? Like, play Hearts of Iron. The fuck are you doing? Make a fucking D&D chart like this instead of whatever this fucking thing is. Like, I feel like in any other circumstance, somebody fucking pulls out the binder and shows you all these drawings. You're like, oh my God, you are a seriously unwell person. But when they post it online with commentary on top of it, there are hundreds of thousands of people who are like, oh no, he's mentally ill in the exact same way that I am. This guy's spitting the truth. He's spitting right now. What the fuck?
It's exactly like he says in the video. Women want these guys to be nice, even though they don't have to. This is another big difference between men and women. Men, we consider women all over the place, but women, if they don't know you, women don't consider men on their level or below.
All 100% true, and there's a very obvious reason for it. Women have, from evolutionary biological standards, inherent value. Men do not. Men's inherent value is going to be extremely limited to, like, how good are your genetics? Meaning, taller guys, you're going to have an advantage. Thick, full head of hair, big shining grin, chiseled jaw. These are things that matter, but only a little bit. That's why people are shocked to find that.
Doesn't this make Tim sad, though? Like, looking at all this? Like, doesn't this make you sad that you're not, like, you're down here? You know what I mean? Like, why are you personally making yourself more sad? First of all, this is not how any of this works, regardless. But, like, why are you watching a dude who probably knows even less than you about how this, like, dynamic works and going, yeah, that's right. This is what women want. And what women want is not me. Okay? This is something I will never understand. Like, if that shit makes you sad, then don't look at it. You know what I mean? Because it's not real anyway, but why is it that these guys do this? I feel like it's like when you're a depressed teenager and you like look up shit that makes you even more depressed. Like, you just want to feel more sad, I guess. There's a sense of comforting that comes from that. Like, that's what Tim is doing here, where he's just like a sad guy and he's watching this stuff to sad max. To be like, yeah, that's right. I am destined to have no emotional connection with a woman ever. Unless he thinks he's like a tall, buff dude with a full head of hair. I don't know. Maybe he doesn't. He probably doesn't think that.
There will be like some chubby guy, some short, chubby guy with the hottest babes ever. And, you know, it's real. And it's because these guys exhibit value in other areas, which actually shows something interesting. While the perception of home math is not people, he puts, not people. If you're a 6'5", you have to.
The perception of hoe math. I'm going to stop you right there, man. You're like 40 some years old. This is like a good opportunity for you to be like, what am I doing with my life? The perception that hoe math is demonstrating here is correct, is a statement that no one should say at all, but like, let alone a professional media person over the age of like 40 something.
Understand what it means to be a 6 or below on a scale to a woman versus what a 6 or below is on a scale to a man. So going back to how men view women, this is a really interesting chart. And again, this does connect to the first video I played, which I'll explain again. I'll combine these so you understand. He shows men pursuing women. What do you see? Well, a guy who's a 5 will consider a 7, a 6, a 5, a 4, a 3, and I don't believe he has a line. Oh, he does. Yeah. Wait. No, he doesn't. He doesn't have a line going to a 2. So a guy who's a 5 will go for a 4, a 5, or a 6. It looks like. Oh, I think he put a 7. I mean, the reality is, a guy who's a 5, depending on his confidence level, might go all the way up, right? But his point is, men will look for a range comparable to them. Women will always go up. This is true. It is a fact. I think he's got a good image here. He puts not people, but I believe that's an incorrect way of putting it.
The notion that like men won't be attracted to like, or won't try to attempt to talk to like 10s is so stupid. The notion that there's a numerical process to this where like, I'm a 10, I'm an 8, I'm a 7, I'm a 1. Like, that's also stupid to begin with. But let's say colloquially, for the sake of this argument, for the sake like of getting people to understand it, because I sometimes refer to it as well when I say like every guy's a 7, everyone can be a 7. I don't believe in this 0 to 10 scale at all, but I'll use it colloquially, right? Even if that was the case, the idea that like men would not go above their fucking weight class beyond like a couple fucking notches is so stupid. The equation for everyone is identical to the women's side. Okay? None of this is science. Everyone obviously is going to be attracted to who they're attracted to. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's no end point to how attractive a person can be where you're like, you know what? I'm done. Nobody over a certain level of attractiveness I'm going to actually attempt or wish that I could be with. It's stupid. The problem is what one person finds to be at that level of attractiveness is not the same with another individual. That's why we say beauty is in the eye of the beholder. That's why these are very subjective things that people are trying to turn into objective science and failing to do so because it's not something that you can quantify. Okay? That's it. That's the problem here. An example I've used in the past that even Greg Douchit also used in his video was the example of how I am perceived in the Western world. I'm 6'4", I'm a big guy, I'm hairy. Most women, a lot of women, find me to be above average of attractiveness from just judging by the way I look. However, if I go to a place like Korea or if I go to a place like Japan, I am not seen as attractive, right? Because I'm hairy. The qualities that people in the Western world would find attractive are not considered attractive in places like Japan or places like Korea. And that's perfectly normal because beauty is subjective. There's no like specific type of attractiveness that is universal. It changes. Okay? It changes between person to person. It changes throughout time, and it certainly changes throughout culture, even in the same time frame. It's very interesting. Having said that, however, if we're going to go back to this equation here, this is how everyone operates. Okay? Everybody goes for a specific weight class and above. It's just that person's 4 is another person's 10. Okay? That's it. That's what a lot of people fail to recognize because beauty is ultimately subjective. Okay? It's not something that you can easily quantify, which is why it's very silly when people try to do so.
Women don't consider.
I have to go, and she's like, and women are going to be, says short, fat, and chubby, couldn't get any friends, couldn't get a girlfriend. So he saved a little money, rented fancy looking clothes, shot a music video, posted a bunch of photos on Instagram claiming he was a famous rapper. And all of a sudden he's getting messages. Why? He demonstrated value. A man who is a 4 could be the hottest guy on the planet. And it could be Forrest Gump level stupid. And women are going to be like, ooh, this guy's hot. How's it going? He's going to go, oh, baby. She's going to be like, okay, I cannot be with this guy. Listen, if a guy walked up to the street and he was chiseled and handsome and ruggish good looks with a nice beard, and then a woman saw him, chances are she's going to be like, that is a person I will talk to. But hold on. Hold on. You see, what happens then is, as she walks up to the guy and she goes, hey there, handsome, what are you doing? The man's brother walks up and goes, please, my brother Roderick is mentally disabled. And then the chiseled, handsome guy goes, and she's like, okay. He becomes a 0, a literal 0. You cannot be with this person. Now, don't get me wrong. There exists people of varying.
I like this. 10 out of 10 women only go for 10 out of 10 guys is also very funny. Like, no, like, drop dead gorgeous woman is ever with a schlubby dude, okay? That famously is not a thing that happens literally all the fucking time.
Proclivities, and you never know what someone might do, but the point is this. They did a study.
This is unironically what happens when you, like, get your advice on women from a dude. That's number one. And especially a dude that very demonstrably has no experience with women. The last time the dude who draws this shit saw a woman was when his mother brought him chicken tendies. Okay? There is no shot. Like, that is so fucking stupid. I don't get it. It's the one thing that incels consistently fall for. Like, they don't even need the marketing. They don't even need this person to lie and be like, I get bitches all the time, bro. He doesn't even need to say that. And incels will still be like, yeah, he's spitting. Please keep delivering these, sweet nothings that tell me that I'm destined to be alone for the rest of my life.
And I'd love Homer to go into this too, because he's not wrong. He's not wrong. Okay. But there is context, I think, needs to be added to this. What makes a 4 or a 5? And I've talked about this before too. They showed a guy who was super hot and a guy who was frumpy. Guy who was frumpy was rated a 4. Guy who was hot was rated a 9. They added a bio to each, showing that the frumpy guy was a software engineer who made $600,000 a year or $500 or whatever, and the hot guy was I think a movie theater manager who made $30,000 a year. And women dropped the guy from a 9 to a 7, and the guy who was frumpy went from 4 to a 6. The issue with rankings, that means the guy who was a 4 on views, who could only get a 1, actually could probably get a 2 or a 3. A dramatic improvement just by making more money. Now, of course, let's play more. Let's play. He should finish what he says.
Men, we consider women all over the place, but women, if they don't know you, women don't consider men on their level or below. So when men are thinking of women, we're thinking of, like, women. And when women are thinking of men, they're thinking like men.
Yes. What's an 8, 9, 10 for a man? Well, I got news for you. When you're a 10, you don't have to be the hottest guy on the planet. You could be a frumpy weirdo with crooked teeth, but $1 billion. You will get all the women. Not all of them. Not all of them. But I got to tell you, if you're an old, decrepit man with...
Okay, getting women, I think when you say that, you're talking about something very different. Like, are we talking about being in a loving, mutually respectful relationship with a lifelong partner? Or are we talking like having sex with someone or just like being accompanied by a person, like an escort or something? Because like what he's describing is literally like, yeah, rich people will have access to cool shit, and a lot of like, and this only is like very LA based as well. This is not how it is in like fucking Kentucky, right? But like, yeah, like that dude James Goldstein, for example, very famously would always have like 18-year-old models next to him. He looks like the fucking crypt keeper, but he has courtside seats to the Lakers. You know what I mean? So there is there definitely was a type of like very attractive girl that would entertain the idea, okay, because they want to fucking sit courtside. That doesn't mean that he's in like a loving relationship with these people, right? Like I don't really understand that. What are you doing? I'm learning incel math and trying to address it. Doesn't it just prove the passport bros point? The passport bros have no point. Hypergamy is real. It's called selectivity of females and mammals. We have twice as many female ancestors as male ancestors. Oh. If you're simply talking about getting women, I guess that's, and by that you mean like having sex with attractive women, then yeah, you can pay for it. And that's in some ways what a lot of people that are rich, they do that. They do that sort of thing, and more power to everybody involved. Okay. I don't understand why they talk about this like they're like this is how someone can have like a long-term sustainable relationship.
Very little sexual marketplace value, but $1 billion. It's no surprise all these women want to be around you. 9s, 8s, and everything. It's absolutely true as well. And the issue is quite simple. Women have an inherent value naturally. I mean, in nature. That is, they make babies and men don't. So men have to prove themselves. And that means life is not fair and life will always be hard. Fact. Fact of it. Now, I do believe that the scale he's using for 1 through 10 is appearances. But so, you know, maybe that's his context.
And from that point of view, what they're saying is true. This guy right here represents the unconscious mind. That's why this chart looks like this. These guys are usually under here. But then if you ask women to give those men a rating, they have to look at the men and so they go, okay, low, 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 low. And when they finally get to know you, that's when it equals out. But if they're never attracted to you, then they'll never get to know you. And that is why these guys keep doing these things.
Yep.
They are following instructions that were not meant for them.
That is right. That is correct. Now, to give the gist of what I think he's saying is, women are like, I want a guy who's nice. I want a guy who does these things. Yes, they're talking about a very wealthy, tall, handsome, fit man who's nice to her when he doesn't have to be. What that means is he is the greatest, and he...
What do you mean doesn't have to be? What is this? What do you mean doesn't have to be? This demonstrates like a hidden opinion that Tim Pool has, or I guess it's not so hidden, that like you only have to be nice to women because you want to fuck them. How about being nice to everybody? What the fuck is going on? He's like, oh yeah, hot guys don't have to be nice to women to fuck them. Nice guys, they think they have to be nice to women, or ugly guys, they think they have to be nice to women, but like women don't want to fuck them because they're nice. And that's why you shouldn't be nice to women. It's like, that's a very odd way to live your life, man.
He represents that she has won. That's a good thing. Now, going back to the original video, the question of what women want, you also need to factor in greatly that women want approval from other women. Women do not wear makeup for men, for the most part. They wear makeup for other women. Women do not dress up for other...
Wait, hold on. That's correct. Wait. I mean, but that goes against what he said earlier, where he's like, women wear rouge to look more sexually appealing. Like it was Jordan Peterson for a second. Yeah. I mean, they wear it for themselves. But earlier he was literally over here. He was talking about how like women only do this to show fertility. So which one is it?
Other men, they dress up for other women. This is generally true. Generally. The famous meme where a woman tweeted, male privilege is being able to wear the same thing over and over again without being criticized. And a guy responded with, lady, not a single man on the planet cares if you wear the same cute dress twice.
Nick Merckx blocks the LGBT tier 3. These people are insane, bro. They're so stupid. I don't know what to say other than you look at Twitter replies, it's just, you're going to see the worst of mankind, like the dumbest people you've ever encountered. All right, let's continue.
It's other women. Fact. This video, which is going viral, is about what women want. And this woman wants other women to know men are looking at her. Oh, can you believe? She's smiling. I'm just a piece of meat, you know. Oh.
No, I think she just wanted clout. That's usually why people do TikToks. She just wanted to go viral. And like an avenue to do that is specifically by being like, people are looking at me in public. That's like a really easy way to go viral because everyone will fucking eat the bait. People will go, yes, queen, you're so right. Men are fucking leering at you. And then other people will say, what the fuck's wrong with you, you fucking bitch? Oh, no one is looking at your fucking bitch ass. You're a whore. You're a whore. You're a whore. You're wearing booty shorts. Ah, like Tim Pool did. All of it obviously still, you know, creates drama and clicks and eyeballs and attention. I think that's what it was. It's like that one chick that said the N-word. Exactly. It's just like a way, way less awful way of doing that. You know what I mean? Because like the N-word chick is like being a fucking awful piece of shit. She's just being kind of lame overall. But yeah, no, she's just like farming.
Oh, come on.
It's fine.
There's that famous meme where that woman for The Guardian is like, catcalling is so wrong. And then 10 years later, she's like, I can't believe no one catcalls me anymore. It makes me miss it. Okay? Not every woman is like this. Men want attention from men. Women want attention from women. And then for different reasons, they want attention from each other. So women want other women to know that they're valuable. They're competing with each other. Women want the best man.
Once again, we go back to the same dynamic. It's like, if I want to learn about women, okay, I'm probably not going to fucking go to Tim Pool. You know what I mean? Like, you are the last person, maybe not the last person, but like very far down the line of like who I would ask for advice on women. I don't understand why incels cannot fucking recognize this. At least the Andrew Tates of the world present themselves as like constantly being surrounded by women. Maybe, you know, with a little bit of trafficking involved, but still, at least like to the outside world, they are presenting themselves as quote unquote hoe magnets. You know what I mean? Tim Pool, on the other hand, is not. And neither is the chart guy. It doesn't make any sense. Why the fuck would you trust what he has to say about women just because you agree with him? Like, this makes no sense to me at all. The other guys you shouldn't trust either because they're trying too fucking hard. But still, I get why at least they're marketing themselves a certain way and you're believing the marketing. That's so funny. People are just like, yeah, no, this guy confirms my suspicions, my firmly held convictions, and he is reaffirming my position. So I'm going to trust him unconditionally, even though he has not presented a singular, he has not presented even in the least bit why he would be a position of authority on the matter.
Yeah, that I'm about to be 34 and I have no family. Because my dad had 2 kids by the time he was 27.
Yeah.
And I'm like, man, you know what the problem is, though? It's definitely not me.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's everybody else.
Yeah.
Like, that's the guy that I'm going to listen to for advice on how to, quote unquote, get women? What the fuck?
And here's the sad reality, I will tell you. And that's the point of this video. She's being looked at. Who is this video for? It's for women. What? It's for women to look at. On TikTok, probably. Now, I got bad news for you, men. For the men, for the incels, guess what? The natural order is that the strong survive. And that means there are going to be guys who will not succeed. Sorry. And then you see this chart from Home Math where it's like a woman who is a 1 goes all the way up because they can have babies.
Bro, what are you saying, bro? What are you saying? Oh my God. This is just like how people perceive themselves depending on how confident they are and what their level of entitlement is. All this chart is showing is basically saying that women are entitled, they feel entitled, and they think that they can like swing way above their weight class, even though the weight class conversation is already stupid to begin with because beauty, like I said, is subjective and varies across culture, varies across time, and varies across each individual. Obviously, everyone has a different taste, different strokes for different folks. Having said that, however, this chart is just basically every single person. I've like the funny part about this is that like incels regularly will do this thing where they will be like, oh man, like I'm a 3 and I want to hook up with a 2 and she won't get with me. She won't even look at me. She wants to fuck a 10. And it's like, bro, you don't want to fucking go after someone in your weight class anyway. And it's actually not the way you look or some like universal inability. It's your disgusting vibes that is causing people to be repulsed by you. Okay? It's the attitude that you have. It's self-defeatist. You're not even trying. You're too afraid to try. So you're looking for this fucking incel theory that is going to cause you to quit before you ever even attempt it, because it's much better to just never fail and then be like, yeah, no, I never attempted it. I never failed because I was born to lose from the jump. If hot women won't have sex with ugly men, then why did my mom have sex with HasanAbi? That's a wild thing to say, because not only did you say I'm ugly, but you also said your mom is hot, which is weird. But thank you for saying it regardless. Respect.
And that's it. life's not fair. Men and women are different. Men and women have different expectations. But my friends, you can break the barrier. You don't need to be trapped in this. Was it a ghost? Is that a ghost, Homap? You don't need to be trapped here. You can actually climb the ladder of value. It can be done. And the truth is, you just got to find the person. If you're a man who is a 1, I have to imagine a guy who is a 1 has a severe deformity mentally and physically. Okay? I don't know that 1s typically exist, because the reality is the bell curve indicates that there's very, very few 1s. But you may be. But everybody can find it. They really can. And I've seen more than enough posts where a guy will claim to be an incel and then be like, how did that, drug-addicted, crooked teeth, homeless guy get a beautiful girl? I don't understand. It's because you can improve and you can find people.
Okay.
It's true.
All right. Maybe he's not. Okay. This is not like completely unsalvageable. It's weird that he took the long way to get there. But I mean, I agree. Self-improvement is a must for sure. Yeah, I don't know why he got like real ableist with it too. He's like, disfigured. If you're disfigured horribly, you're fucked. Like,
so my friends, if you find yourselves a 3 or 4, meaning you are poor with no skills and you're ugly and short, something can be done about it. You could improve yourself probably 2 degrees or more. I'm not so convinced that if you're like a 3, you can become a 10, right? But the scale of men is not the same as the scale of women. The scale of women is typically about beauty and physical appearance, and the scale of men has a lot more to do with it. Now,
no, you're just revealing your... No, dude, you're revealing your fucking personal... Oh, my God. You're revealing your own personal fucking interest in women. You see women simply as an object of desire, like a breathable vessel for your semen. That's it. That's precisely the reason why you just said that. You're just trying to universalize your own fucking weird, faulty framework. That's ridiculous, dude. That's ridiculous. Okay? That's so weird. He's like, women are only good for being attractive.
Improve yourself probably 2 degrees or more. I'm not so convinced that if you're like a 3, you can become a 10.
I got to run this back.
But the scale, physical appearance and the scale of men has a lot more to do with it. It's typically about beauty and physical appearance, and the
scale of women is typically about beauty and physical appearance. Oh my Lord, dude. Oh my God. Dude, what? Like accomplishments, personality, how nice of a person you are, shared interests. None of these matter. None of these fucking matter, bro. Just, are you pretty or not? He's not talking about how women are objectified. He's saying those are like what people look for in women, okay? And saying that that is like a universal value.
Scale of men has a lot more to do with it. Now, I just mentioned dark triad stuff. Women like guys who are kind of dangerous, but that shows that they could keep them safe, perhaps, when done in the right way. But I think the reality, my friends, the simple reality is, if one day you realize you're a 4, well, get fit. Maybe you're below average in height. I would not recommend being like, some people overcompensate and they get massive. I don't know that that works out, but you certainly can be fit and healthy looking. From there, what you're going to...
I hate that he's just saying these things that I also say sometimes, which is, he's doing the any guy can be a 7 meta. He's hitting the any guy can be a 7, which is fucking lame.
What I want to do is improve your mind. You want to make sure you're eating healthy. Now, you may never be an 8 or a 9 or a 10, but if you're a 4, you can certainly reach an 8 or a 7. And now, all of a sudden, you are reaching many women who are going to say this. I tell you, there are going to be a lot of women, and they're going to find a guy who otherwise would be below average, and they're going to say, this guy's great. He works hard. He's dedicated. He's passionate. He refuses to give up.
No. I know he watches my shit. I know. That's fucked up. At least I've gotten to him, I think, in a way.
That is attractive. He may not be the tallest, he may not have the deepest voice or the most beautiful face, but nothing can beat his convictions. That's a guy who will move a mountain for me. You know, there's a story. One of the most attractive guys ever. I don't know that I would actually call him that, but there's a tunnel, I think it's in India. I don't know, look it up. And one guy chiseled his way through a mountain because I think it was like his wife got sick and they couldn't get around the mountain to get to the hospital in time. And I think she died. I think that was the story. You correct me if I'm wrong, but it's something like this. So one day he walks to the mountain and he just starts chiseling at the rock. And everyone's like, what is he doing? And he says, if there was a tunnel through this mountain, my wife would live. And it took him like 15 years and he chiseled a tunnel through the mountain. And now there's a road very easily. Just, that's the story, I guess. That's the story that women want to see.
What?
Now, of course, life's not fair.
What does that have to do with anything? Yo! What the fuck? Bro, you can't just say that and then be like, and that's the story and move on. It's like, this has more fucking plot holes than a Tomorrow's Teaching video, dude. Like, you know how in Tomorrow's Teaching videos, they'll like randomly insert like an incestuous moment and you're like, what the fuck? What does this have to do with anything? And that's what he did here. Random insert. What the fuck?
There are some men who are just beautiful and strong, high testosterone with beautiful teeth and all that stuff. You know, life's not fair. Get over it. Stop pretending like anyone owes you anything. The world is rough. You must be strong, stronger than you were yesterday. Every day, you should be able to do one more push-up than you did the day before. I mean...
Okay, like, now he's packaging my advice. I swear to God, this is like the shit that I verbatim, bar for bar say, except for the, you must be strong. I don't know what the fuck that's about, but like, stop pretending the world owes you anything. Like, I mean, it's just, it's not really necessarily unique advice, but it's just like weird because it doesn't make sense with all this other shit, because this is all biological predeterminist bullshit. You're destined for failure. You're destined for failure. Only to fucking turn around and be like, actually, just kidding. You're not destined for failure. You actually can, you know, work on yourself, work on your confidence, start being more attractive to people as a consequence of that journey. That in and of itself is the exact opposite of all this shit. This is all presenting a false reality and telling and telling people that like you're destined for failure. It doesn't matter. You can't do anything.
Maybe not, but like, you know, try that. There's a little kid who did it. He made a viral video where he's like doing one push-up every single day, and in the end, he's doing like 500. That's what guys have to do. You can be a guy and you can sit around and be like, why don't women like me? Women don't have to like you. This is nature. You want to find a good woman to be with you, prove yourself to them. Mad and they say, yeah, but these women don't even know what they want. Yeah, well, you know, believe whatever you want. The reality is you make your own bed. And there is love out there for everyone, but you have to earn it. And men, you have to be men. I
don't think he believes this. I feel like he's just LARPing. Like, I don't know why. There's just something about the vibes. And when he says like, man, you have to be men, I think he's just like, he's seen other alpha dog, masculine, red pill content creators say these things. So he's basically trying to channel that in and of himself, like inside of himself. But he doesn't have that dog in him. He's just like, yeah, man, you have to be a man. It just seems so fucking fake.
You know, there's so many guys online who are like, it's not fair. It's not fair. It's stupid. You know, it's like, wow, you are a little boy. You are not a man. A man walks over and grabs the boulder and says, if I don't do it, who will? Knowing that all that matters is it must be done. The man who chiseled.
This is all stuff Tim has literally said. What? Yeah, I know. Like all the things that he was saying about like being defeatist and shit, he has already said verbatim. So I don't know why he's like chirping against that now. First time in my life, I felt sympathy for Georgia Maloney. Look at that lean yeesh.